Welcome to Drone Pilot MBA and Drone Business Insider.
Welcome to Drone Pilot MBA. Today we're going deep on something you might not expect.
All right.
But I think you'll find it's incredibly valuable for all of us out there. It's Mark Twain's life hack for authentic content creators. So if you're out there capturing the world from above with your drone, how do the insights of a 19th century literary giant help you tell better stories? That's what we're going to try to uncover today.
Exactly. And we've gone through a lot of material, Twain's own words, accounts of his life, and how critics have viewed his work, all to find those golden nuggets that can elevate your drone storytelling. So how can you, as someone showing us these unique perspectives from the sky, connect with your audience on a deeper, more genuine level? Just like Twain did with his readers. That's what we're going to explore.
I love it. So let's start at the beginning. Samuel Langhorne Clemens, born in 1835. But it was his family's move to Hannibal, Missouri on the Mississippi River that really sets the stage for the Mark Twain we all know and love. And you see Hannibal breathing life into so much of his work. It's almost a character itself.
It really is. What's fascinating is that while Hannibal became this sort of idyllic backdrop, Twain's early life had a certain restlessness to it. His father's business dealings were often shaky, leading to a fair bit of moving around.
Interesting.
And he didn't have extensive formal schooling, but he was constantly learning through hands-on experience as a printer's apprentice, a typesetter, even writing for his brother Orion's newspaper. So these diverse experiences really became the raw material for his later storytelling.
I see that. And then, of course, came his time as a riverboat pilot. A truly pivotal period for him.
Absolutely.
This wasn't just steering a boat. It was a highly respected profession. I mean, pilots earned serious money back then. Sometimes more than the captain. But with that came immense responsibility. Twain had to develop this almost photographic memory of the river, knowing every twist, every snag, every landmark for hundreds of miles. Even in complete darkness. It was about truly knowing the environment.
Absolutely. He apprenticed with Horace E. Bixby, and it cost him a significant amount, $500, which was a small fortune then. It took over 2 years of intense study to master the ever-changing Mississippi, to read its currents and anticipate its dangers. And of course, this is when Samuel Clemens becomes Mark Twain, which is a leadsman's call for 2 fathoms safe water. This wasn't just a job. It was a deep, immersive education in a unique world, providing the bedrock for so much of his writing, especially Life on the Mississippi. And think about that level of environmental awareness required, something that a drone pilot can certainly appreciate when navigating complex airspace.
Absolutely. So after his time on the river, Twain heads west to Nevada with Orion. And his attempts at mining, shall we say, didn't pan out. But this led him to another crucial chapter: journalism writing for the Virginia City Territorial Enterprise.
And again, we see this pattern: direct experience fueling his creativity. The American West, with its larger-than-life characters and unique challenges, directly inspired Roughing It. And his early breakthrough, the celebrated Jumping Frog of Calaveras County, which was based on his time in Angels Camp, California. What strikes you is how these firsthand encounters, these deep dives into different ways of life, became the foundation of his incredibly authentic voice.
And that brings us to, I think, a key insight for all of you out there behind the drone controls. Just as Twain drew so richly from his time on the river and in the West, your own unique experiences, your personal way of seeing the world, and the specific environments that you film are your most powerful tools for creating authentic narratives. What unique perspectives can you bring to your aerial storytelling that no one else can offer?
This connects to a fascinating idea from the Kevich, Twain Talking Cure Literary Form.pdf. It suggests that Twain understood the fundamentally dissociative nature of the human psyche and portrayed not a single unified self, but a community of various and multiple selves.
So unpack that for us a little bit.
So it means Twain recognized that we all have different sides to our personalities, different perspectives that can sometimes even seem to contradict each other. And his writing often reflected this complexity.
I see.
It wasn't always a straight line. He embraced detours, seemingly unrelated elements that somehow came together.
Fascinating. And how do we think about how this translates to drone storytelling?
Well, consider how you might incorporate unexpected or nuanced perspectives in your visual narrative. Authenticity isn't always about presenting a single straightforward view. Sometimes it's about reflecting the multifaceted nature of a place or a subject.
Yeah.
Think about capturing different scales. A wide establishing shot followed by an intimate detail, or contrasting environments within the same piece. Could this add a layer of depth that feels more true to life?
I like that. Now let's revisit his pen name. Twain explains in Life on the Mississippi that Captain Isaiah Sellers used Mark Twain to indicate reliable river information in the New Orleans Picayune.
Interesting. What's so interesting is Twain's deliberate choice to adopt this name. He intended it to be more than just a pen name. He wanted it to be a sign and symbol and warrant that whatever is found in its company may be gambled on as being the petrified truth.
So for Twain, his pen name became a brand synonymous with honesty and reliability. And this raises a really important question for all of you visual storytellers out there. How can you imbue your work with that same sense of truthfulness and integrity? Whether you're documenting a real event or crafting a narrative, your audience connects with what feels genuine.
Exactly. It's about the choices you make behind the camera and in the editing room. Are you representing what you film in a way that feels honest and true to the spirit of the subject? Striving for that petrified truth, as Twain put it, can build a powerful connection with your viewers.
I love that Twain, of course, is world famous for his humor. And his early success with the celebrated Jumping Frog of Calaveras County really launched him into the public consciousness as a master of wit.
But it's important to note, as the marktwain.pedia highlights, that even in his seemingly lighthearted and inconsequential humorous pieces, there was often an undervein of reflection and purpose. His humor wasn't just for entertainment. It often served a deeper narrative or even a subtle social commentary.
So how might this apply to drone storytelling?
It suggests that humor, when used thoughtfully and appropriately, can be a really effective tool for engaging your audience and making your stories more memorable.
Right.
Think about how a touch of irony or a surprising visual juxtaposition could add a layer of relatability or even lighten a more serious subject matter.
Yeah, and even beneath the humor, Twain's work often contained a strong moral compass. Later in life, he becomes quite outspoken on social issues. For example, his involvement with the American Anti-Imperialist League and his satirical pamphlet, King Leopold's Soliloquy. Even earlier in his career, as his contemporary William Dean Howells observed, about the facts concerning the late carnival of crime in Connecticut, there was often an impassioned study of conscience woven into his narratives.
Now, for you as a drone pilot, this isn't about being overtly didactic in your footage,
Right.
but it does prompt us to think about how your aerial perspective might subtly highlight certain aspects of the environment or the human condition. Perhaps your framing or the way you capture movement could evoke a sense of wonder, concern, or even irony, encouraging viewers to think a little deeper about what they're seeing.
Another remarkable aspect, I think, of Twain's life was his incredible adaptability. I mean, he moved through so many different roles.
He did.
Printer, riverboat, pilot, miner, journalist, lecturer, author, constantly learning, evolving, and finding new ways to express his creativity.
That spirit of adaptability is so crucial in the rapidly changing world of drone cinematography.
It really is.
Technology is constantly advancing, and new storytelling techniques are emerging all the time. To really excel, you need to be versatile, always willing to learn new skills, and embrace innovative ways of using your aerial perspective to connect with your audience.
And let's not forget Twain's success as a lecturer. I mean, his presentations, often based on his popular travel writings, were incredibly well received.
They were.
He was a popular guy.
He's a rock star.
And a New York Times review of one of his lectures praised his quaint style and his ability to thoroughly engage and amuse his audience.
This really underscores the importance of understanding your audience. As a drone cinematographer, you're not just creating visuals for yourself. You're communicating with viewers, thinking about who you're trying to reach, and crafting your footage in a way that resonates with them is key to making your stories impactful.
It is. And just as Twain benefited from feedback throughout his career, this is also essential for your growth as a storyteller. His wife, Olivia Langdon Clemens, known as Livy, was a crucial reader and informal editor of his work. He considered her his open-minded, clear-headed public.
Seeking out constructive criticism on your drone footage can be incredibly valuable. Getting fresh eyes on your work can help you see things you might have missed and refine your storytelling to make it even more compelling.
Absolutely. Finally, let's touch on the power of passion.
Okay.
In a letter to his friend Jim Gillis, Twain reflected on their time in Angel's Camp and recognized that the germ of my coming good fortune, the jumping frog story, lay in those deeply lived experiences.
Twain's genuine engagement with his experiences fueled his creativity. And for you, the drone pilot being fully present and truly immersed in what you're filming, whether it's a stunning landscape or a bustling city, is essential for capturing the most authentic and compelling stories. Let your passion for your subject shine through in your work.
So when we bring it all together, Twain's life hack for authentic content creation boils down to this. Draw deeply from your own unique experiences. Embrace the complexities you observe. Strive for truthfulness in your visual storytelling. Use humor thoughtfully when appropriate, and always aim to connect with your audience in a genuine and meaningful way.
By taking these lessons from Mark Twain's remarkable life and applying them to your own aerial perspective, you, the drone cinematographer, can craft visual stories that truly resonate, captivate your viewers, and stand the test of time.
I love it.
This leaves us with a final thought for you to consider. Think about the incredible variety of Mark Twain's life, from piloting a riverboat to captivating audiences with his wit. How might your own unique journey, your own diverse set of experiences and perspectives similarly shape and enrich your drone storytelling in ways you haven't even imagined yet?
We invite you to visit us online at aerialnorthwest.com. Thanks for joining, and keep on droning.
Thanks for joining us for this special podcast edition of Drone Pilot MBA with Tony Marino and your flight crew. Be sure to subscribe for more expert insights, proven strategies, and game-changing practices to profitably grow your drone service business. Get more free drone pilot business strategy resources by visiting arielnorthwest.com. We'll see you again soon. Always be flying. Always be earning.